This is a follow-up of a previous video I made called Women Grow Some Bollocks. Well, they're at it again, trying to put catcalling and sleazy remarks at the same moral standard as rape and physical abuse, to try and justify natural behaviour as a hate crime. So here's a bunch of below-average looking feminists full of hatred and disdain. There's going to be some piss-taking. There's going to be some arguments made.
Can you get your tits out as well, please?
As well as what? Your vagina?
You'd look better without that thing on your head.
I don't think you would. But you've got makeup on, scientifically designed to attract the opposite sex.
Slapper.
Who in the New World Order is calling a Muslim a slapper? They're the most frigid people on the planet.
Bitch is quite common.
Oh, bitch is a common one for you. Maybe because everyone thinks you're a bitch. I'm just taking a wild guess.
Packy.
Nobody says packy anymore. That is so pre-9/11.
Gosh, she's got big tits.
Let's have a look then. I'll be the judge of that.
Nice ass.
He said nice ass! Arrest him immediately!
Thick thighs.
Nobody says thick thighs. Oi, thick thighs. No. This is her own insecurity coming out. She's conscious about her thighs. For God's sake. These women want to be offended.
I think it's an age-old equality issue, to be honest.
No, it's more like an age-old genetic issue.
It's been winks and smiles and just this awful presence that you feel when somebody's perhaps getting a bit too close to you.
Winks and smiles. Oh God. Oh God, please save us from this evil. This is not funny. I'm going to post a link below to a TED Talk by Kyo Stark called Why You Should Talk to Strangers. It's a beautiful thing to talk to people, to talk to strangers and make contact with people. Not everyone is a rapist.
It's not always what's said, it's the way that it's said.
It's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. It's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. It's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. And that's what gets results. Yeah.
I've been followed. Groped.
Groped? Well, you should report that because it's sexual assault, duck. Unless it's a Muslim that groped you, then it's pointless reporting it because nothing will be done about it.
Cars slowing down, beeping, people saying things.
And how many times has that happened to you? Seriously.
I have never reported an incident of misogynistic hate crime.
What? A misogynistic hate crime like?
Nice ass. I didn't know that we could.
She didn't know she could. Report it, she means. So let's have a look at her example from previous video and ask her again if she didn't know she could report it.
I was stood on a platform waiting for a tram, and a man was stood on the opposite side of the tram tracks waiting for a tram to go in the opposite direction, and he started saying things about my breasts, and at the last minute he jumped onto the platform and jumped onto the tram.
But you haven't got any breasts, Martha. Not ones that men are gonna stare at and leer over and comment on from across the street. Martha didn't call the police, but it said that the police are using Martha's story to decide how to tackle misogynistic behaviour. Yet she could have made it up. You can't just put anyone on with an unconfirmed story. And even if it is a true story, did she ask him to stop? And if he did ask her and she didn't stop, then that's harassment. And we already have laws for that. If this behaviour is so rampant, why did the police use Martha's story? An unconfirmed rumour, hearsay, instead of using one that a case backed by evidence.
And continued to stare at my breasts the whole way home.
I didn't
know that we could.
Continued to stare at my breasts the whole way home.
I didn't know that we could.
So if this did happen, she didn't know she could report it. You're lying, Martha. I don't believe most of them in this video, and neither should a court. It's hearsay evidence. And who's behind all this? That's Melanie Jeffs and another fella. I can't remember his name. But basically Harry Potter and his mate. Two fucking husbands set this up.
Being asked where I live, where I'm going, why I'm going there.
Tell them to mind their own bloody business.
I've been propositioned just outside a disabled toilet. Apparently I didn't go to the toilet. I went in order for this man to be pleasured.
Did he want you to rub your crutch up against him? No, but I sort of do agree with the token disabled person. I am sick of seeing disabled people being pushed around.
I think the thing about street harassment is that it doesn't have a particular place or a particular time. It's happening everywhere and anywhere and at any given time and place.
If it doesn't have a particular time or place, how is it happening everywhere and anywhere at any given time or place? That's an oxymoron. You are an oxymoron.
The first thing I thought to myself was, am I wearing the wrong clothes?
I don't think there's any right clothes for you, Duck.
It makes you feel awful about yourself.
Stop feeling awful about yourself then. Learn to enjoy men being attracted to you. You never know, you might like it.
Little.
Big.
Angry.
Content.
Belittled.
Complimented.
Small.
Large.
Vulnerable.
Invincible.
Exhausted.
Energised.
It just makes you feel so scared, so unsafe to just walk.
That's how the girls of Rotherham feel, who are actually the victims of something and whose lives have been ruined forever.
Walk to work, walk home.
I tend not to come into the city centre now to do shopping.
Fuck off. Absolute horse shit. If it is true you've got some serious paranoia going on, you should go and see a doctor.
I've actually bought a car and got a car when I don't really need one because I hate getting taxis.
Oh, so did I. So did a lot of people. I bought a smoothie maker because I hate eating fruit.
There's certain roads that I will not walk down.
There are certain roads I won't walk down, darling. Welcome to Nottingham.
Don't wear low-cut clothing.
Because low-cut clothing is designed to reveal body parts that some men find desirable because nature has programmed them to.
I don't walk the dog at night.
Thanks for letting us know about that too. You could take it a drive round in your new car instead.
If it's hot, sometimes I still won't go out without wearing tights.
Yeah, if it's hot, I won't wear shorts that come up above my knees, because I'm a bit insecure about how skinny my legs are. It's stupid, really. It's just one of them things. People have always commented on my skinny legs, and it's made me insecure. But I wouldn't want those people arrested for hate crimes.
I walk home with keys in my hand.
Yeah, I do that sometimes if I'm somewhere unfamiliar, because men can be threatening to other men too. So don't.
I have a rape alarm.
It's happened to me because I'm on my own and because I'm not with a man in public. That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. Yeah, it happens to you when you're on your own, doesn't it, Martha? When there's no other witnesses around to back up your story.
It's happened to me because a man has perceived that I'm fair game to talk to.
He perceived that you're fair game to talk to. Because talking to people is frowned upon.
Touch or follow, and that he can get away with it. I didn't know that we could because I'm a woman and because this is normal, because he's probably got away with it a million times before.
Touch or follow. Then tell him to stop, else you're going to call the police. Unless it's a Muslim migrant from a country with an actual rape culture, then it's pointless telling police because they probably won't do anything out of fear of being called racist by people like you.
I think this behaviour happens because I'm a woman.
And give her a round of applause. She's an absolute fucking genius.
My message for men would be
Think about the effect that your behaviour might have.
You don't know what else that woman has had to deal with in her life, or even in that day.
Think about how you would feel if a stranger started saying things to you about your body or about the way you look.
Speak to your female friends or colleagues who live in a city and walk in a city, and just ask them, how often does this happen? How does it make you feel?
My message to feminists would be, stop asking the government to punish people every time you're offended. Stop wearing revealing clothes and makeup designed to attract a mate if all you're going to do is whinge every time somebody says something you don't like. Stop complaining that you're being oppressed by the patriarchy when the patriarchy has created the type of society where you can complain.
No more of the idea that boys will be boys.
It's not an idea. Boys will be boys because boys are genetically designed to be sexually active to keep the species going.
It's not acceptable in 2016.
You're not acceptable ever.
My message for other women would be, don't accept it.
Do report it to the police because they will take it seriously.
Like they take seriously the paedophile grooming gangs that are sweeping across Europe. But how's about telling them to fuck off? Leave me alone. It's cheaper and it might just work. If it doesn't work, they're probably a rapist. So run!
Sometimes you have to judge a situation and judge your safety, and if you can say something back. So, of course, if you can respond and kick ass, then go for it. But if you can't, then that's okay too. And now there are other things that we can do about it, i.e. reporting it.
It's like any hate crime. It thrives because most people are silent and it's unrecognised.
They're mixing genuine crimes like sexual assault together with catcalling and sleazy remarks. You cunts! You vile, disgusting destroyers of civilization. And the worst thing about it is, you think you're doing a good thing. You think you're being progressive and empowering women. Nothing could be further from the truth.
And one of the things that I'm really, really pleased about is that in Nottingham it is getting recognised now for what it is, a hate crime.
What about fucking Rotherham? Where are you people?
And I find that quite moving.
I find it quite moving. Bowel moving. Shedding a little tear there. Aww, a tear of happiness and joy. And without knowing it, in that disabled toilet, she metaphorically squatted over Western civilization. Have you noticed that all of these women are below average looking? If these things were going on as often as these cunts say they are, the 90% of that panel would be smoking hot totty. Wouldn't it? If you feel that you're in danger, call the police. That's what they're there for. They're not there because somebody called you a name or said something unpleasant and you've had your feelings hurt. You see, when the left goes bonkers, people move to the right. So women, grow some bollocks.